Please, don't go. Liam Parker's hand froze on the service door. Behind him, Victoria Monroe, CEO billionaire. The woman whose face was on every business magazine in America stood with her $50,000 gown split open down her spine, holding the fabric against her bare skin with trembling fingers. He'd already seen too much in the reflection. The curve of her back, the desperation in her eyes. Every instinct screamed, walk away. He had a 17-year-old son, a mortgage, a life that couldn't afford this kind of complication. But her voice cracked when she said it again. I need you. And God help him, Liam turned around. If you want to know what happens when an invisible man becomes the only person who truly sees a powerful woman, subscribe right now and hit that bell. Stay until the very end. I promise you've never heard a story like this. Comment your city below so I can see how far Liam and Victoria's story reaches. Now, let's go back to where it all started. Liam had learned to be invisible. 17 years of single fatherhood had taught him that survival meant staying off the radar. Do the work, don't make waves, get home to Theo. That was the plan. That had always been the plan. The Ashford Industries annual gala was his biggest job of the year. 250 guests, 1,500 canapes, 18 hours of prep. Gloria, his supervisor, had made it crystal clear, screw this up, and he'd be back to washing dishes at the community center. He couldn't afford to wash dishes. Theo's college fund couldn't afford it either. Parker, Gloria's voice cut through the kitchen chaos. I need you on the executive floor. Victoria Monroe's assistant called down. They need extra staging for the VIP reception. Liam grabbed his tool cart, the one with the shaky wheel he'd been meaning to fix for 3 months, and headed for the service elevator. The executive floor was off limits to regular staff. Plush carpets, original artwork, the kind of silence that only came with serious money. He stepped out into a hallway that smelled like leather and expensive perfume. That's when he heard it. The sound of ripping fabric. Sharp. Violent. Then a woman's voice, low and furious. No. 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 Liam's training kicked in immediately. Not your problem. Keep moving. Stay invisible. But then he saw her reflection in the polished chrome of a corporate sculpture. Victoria Monroe. On every business magazine. On the news. On the side of the building downtown. She stood 20 feet away with her back to him, gold fabric pooling around her waist, one arm wrapped desperately across her chest. Their eyes met in the reflection. Time stopped. Oh God! Her voice broke. Not the CEO voice, something raw, terrified. I didn't hear you. Liam spun around so fast his cart rattled. Faced the wall, heart hammering. Ma'am, I'm sorry, I'll go. I'm going. Wait. His hand was already on the cart handle. 3 more steps, and he'd be around the corner. Gone. Forgotten. Please, Victoria said. The word came out strangled. Don't go. Every cell in Liam's body screamed danger. This was how men lost everything. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong woman. He had Theo to think about. Theo, who needed college, who needed a father who didn't make catastrophically stupid decisions. Ma'am, I should get someone from your team. There's no one. She laughed, bitter and broken. My assistant quit yesterday. Security's downstairs. The event starts in 15 minutes and I'm standing here with my dress destroyed and I can't... Her voice cracked. I can't reach the zipper. I can't fix it. I can't walk down there like this. Liam kept his eyes locked on the abstract painting in front of him, some violent splash of red and gold that probably cost more than his truck. Your stylist left an hour ago. Victoria's breathing had gone shallow, panicked. I changed dresses because someone spilled wine on the first one. I thought I could manage the zipper myself. The clasp broke. I yanked it. The whole thing just... She stopped. Liam heard fabric rustling, heard her trying to hold herself together literally and figuratively. I know what you're thinking. Victoria said quietly. You're thinking this is a trap, that I'm going to accuse you of something, that helping me will destroy your life. Liam's jaw tightened. Ma'am, you're right to think that. Her voice had steadied slightly, professional armor sliding back into place. Men have lost their jobs for less. I've seen it happen. I've made it happen. She paused. But I'm asking anyway. I'm asking you to trust that I won't, that I'm just desperate. Liam closed his eyes, saw Theo's face, heard his son's voice from last week, Dad. How come you always help people, even when it might hurt you? Because somebody has to, kiddo. Because the world's full of people who walk away. I'm going to turn around, Liam said carefully. I'm going to look at the dress, not at you. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Then I'm going to leave, and we're both going to forget this happened. Understood? Understood. Relief flooded her voice. Thank you. God, thank you. Liam turned, slowly, kept his eyes at shoulder level. Victoria Monroe stood 5 feet away, with her back to him, gold fabric bunched in her white-knuckled fists, her entire spine exposed. The zipper had separated completely halfway down. The emergency clasp dangled uselessly bent at a 90-degree angle. Up close, she was smaller than she looked on TV, more fragile. Her shoulders were trembling. Can you fix it? She whispered. Maybe. Liam pulled out his keychain. His dad's old multi-tool hung from it, the one that had fixed 1,000 small emergencies over 17 years. The clasp is warped. Someone yanked it too hard. That was me. She laughed shakily. I panicked. People do. He selected the smallest blade, approached carefully. I need to get close. I need to touch the metal. Do whatever you need to do. Liam worked the clasp gently, bending it back into alignment. His hands were steady. They always were. Theo used to call them fix-it magic hands when he was little. God, he missed little Theo. Before the teenager attitude, before the eye rolls, before the pulling away. That's quite a tool, Victoria said. She was staring straight ahead at the wall now, giving him space. My dad gave it to me when my son was born. The clasp clicked back into position. He said every father needs to know how to fix things. Wise man. He was. Liam tested the clasp carefully, held. Zipper's still separated, though. This is going to take a minute. I'm not going anywhere. He started working the zipper teeth back into alignment. Slow. Methodical. This close, he could smell her perfume, something subtle and expensive that probably cost more than his weekly groceries. Could see the fine tremor in her shoulders. Could see the birthmark just below her left shoulder blade, small and dark against pale skin. He looked away immediately, focused on the zipper. You're holding your breath, he said quietly. Victoria exhaled shakily. How did you know? My son does the same thing when he's stressed. The zipper began to track, tooth by tooth. Makes everything worse. Smart kid. Smarter than me. Liam allowed himself a small smile she couldn't see. He's 17, thinks he knows everything. Turns out he's usually right. Victoria was quiet for a moment. Then, what's his name? Theo. Theo. She said it softly, like she was testing how it felt. Does he look like you? Unfortunately for him, yes. The zipper was halfway up now, almost there. Got my stubborn streak too. His mother says that's the worst part. You're divorced. Never married. The words came out flat, automatic. She got pregnant senior year. We tried to make it work. Lasted until Theo was 2. She's remarried now. Nice guy. Orthodontist. Gives Theo everything I can't. Except you. Liam's hand stilled for just a second. Except me. That counts for more than you think, does it? He finished the zipper, secured the clasp. All done. You should be good. Victoria turned slowly, met his eyes for the first time straight on, not through a reflection. She was beautiful. Liam had known that intellectually, everyone knew that, but up close, it hit different. Not magazine beautiful. Something more complicated. Exhaustion carved into the corners of her eyes. Loneliness in the set of her mouth. Power and vulnerability existing in the same breath. "Thank you," she said. "You just saved me from a humiliation I couldn't come back from." Liam picked up his cart. Back to business. Back to invisible. "You should probably carry a backup dress next time, or one of these." He held up the multi-tool. Victoria laughed. Actually laughed. The sound was bright and genuine, and completely unexpected. "I'm going to email my designer and tell him to add a repair kit to every gown. Patent the idea. Make millions." Glad I could help. He started to push the cart past her. Professional distance. The moment was over. Time to disappear back into the machinery of the event where he belonged. "Wait." Victoria's hand hovered near his arm. Didn't touch. But the gesture stopped him anyway. "What's your name?" "Liam Parker, ma'am." "Liam." She said it slowly, carefully. "I'm Victoria, but I think you knew that." "Yes, ma'am." "Please don't call me ma'am." Something flickered in her eyes. "It makes me feel ancient." "You're not ancient." The words escaped before Liam could stop them. Heat crept up his neck. "I mean, sorry, that was inappropriate." It was honest. Victoria's smile was small but real. "That's rare around here." Liam cleared his throat. "You should head down, Ms. Monroe. Event starts soon." "I know." But she didn't move, just stood there studying him like he was a puzzle she couldn't quite solve. "Why did you turn away when you first heard? When you saw me in the reflection?" "Because that's what decent people do." "Most people aren't decent." "I know." Liam met her eyes steadily. "But I'm trying to teach my son different. Can't do that if I'm not living it." Something shifted in Victoria's expression, softened. "How old did you say Theo was?" 17. "The age where they hate you. The age where they pretend to hate you but still need you desperately and would rather die than admit it." Liam's smile was crooked. "Yeah." Victoria laughed again. This time there was sadness in it. "I wouldn't know. I don't have children. Chose career instead. Chose this." She gestured vaguely at the expensive hallway, the designer gown, the empire she'd built. Seemed like the right choice at the time. "And now I'm 43 years old running a billion-dollar company and I can't even zip up my own dress." Her voice cracked slightly. "So you tell me if it was the right choice." Liam should have left. Should have offered some meaningless platitude and disappeared. Should have maintained the distance between their worlds. Instead, he heard himself say, "It's not too late." Victoria's eyes snapped to his. "What?" "To choose different. It's not too late." He gripped the cart handle. "I was 22 when Theo's mom left. I had a 2-year-old, no degree, no prospects. Everyone said I'd screwed up my life. That it was too late to be anything other than a failure." He paused. "They were wrong. I chose different every single day. Still choosing." "And did it work?" "My son's applying to college next fall. He's kind. He's honest. He doesn't look through people like they're furniture." Liam's throat tightened. "Yeah, it worked." Silence stretched between them. Not uncomfortable. Something else. Something that felt like recognition. "The gala," Victoria said finally, straightening. That CEO mask sliding back into place. You should." Liam pushed the cart forward. "Good luck, Ms. Monroe." "Victoria," she corrected. "Please." He nodded, but didn't repeat it. Some boundaries were there for a reason. "Liam." Victoria's voice stopped him at the corner. He turned. She stood there in her repaired gown, looking both powerful and impossibly fragile. "If you're working the event tonight, if you're downstairs, find me. Please. I'd like to buy you a drink." Red flags. Alarm bells. Every self-preservation instinct Liam possessed, screaming, "No!" "I don't drink on the job," he said. "Coffee, then. Water. A conversation." Victoria's voice dropped. 5 minutes with someone who sees me as a person instead of a transaction. Can you give me that? Liam knew the right answer, knew it in his bones. This was where smart men said no, where they protected themselves and their sons, and their carefully constructed invisible lives. I'll find you, he heard himself say. Victoria's smile was like sunrise. Thank you. She disappeared toward the elevators. Liam stood alone in the hallway with his broken cart and his racing heart, and the terrible certainty that he'd just made a decision that would change everything. What the hell was he thinking? The ballroom was excessive. That was the only word for it. Crystal chandeliers the size of cars. Windows overlooking a city skyline that looked fake in its perfection. A string quartet playing something classical and expensive in the corner. Liam hated these events with a passion that bordered on religious. Parker! Gloria materialized at his elbow like a caffeinated tornado. We've got a situation. Half the canapé trays went out with shrimp instead of crab. Allergy nightmare waiting to happen. I need you on the floor pulling them back before someone dies and bankrupts us. On it. Liam ditched his cart, grabbed a small collection tray and waded into the crowd. The guests moved in predictable patterns, clusters of power, islands of influence. Everyone calculating, networking, performing. Liam wove between them like smoke collecting the wrong canapés without disrupting conversations, replacing them with correct ones. Invisible. Efficient. Gone. Excuse me. A woman's voice. Diamonds everywhere. Face lifted so tight it barely moved. Are those the salmon? No, ma'am. Crab cakes. Salmon's at the North Bar. She took a champagne flute from a passing server without even looking at him. Without saying thank you. Just took it like it was her divine right and walked away. Liam had stopped being surprised by rudeness years ago. He tracked down 3 more problematic trays, intercepting them near the bar, the stage, the VIP lounge. Mission accomplished in under 20 minutes. He was heading back to report when movement caught his eye. Victoria. She stood at the center of a group of men in expensive suits laughing at something one of them said. The laugh was perfect, practiced, professional. But Liam could see the performance in it now, could see the exhaustion hiding behind her makeup, could see the woman from the hallway trapped inside the CEO everyone expected. She glanced up. Their eyes met across 30 feet of crowded ballroom. Something electric passed between them. Recognition. Memory. Promise. Then one of the suits said something else, and she turned back the moment shattered. Liam disappeared into the crowd before anyone noticed he'd been staring. Hey! Hey! A man's voice. Angry. Loud. I said, hey! Liam turned. A kid couldn't be more than 20 stood frozen near the south wall, while a red-faced guest berated him. The kid's hands were shaking. His eyes were wet. Liam changed direction immediately. Completely unacceptable, the man was saying. 60-something. Expensive tux. Face flushed with alcohol and entitlement. I specifically said vodka tonic. Do you understand English? Sir. I'm sorry, I thought you said. I don't care what you thought. I care that you're incompetent. What's your name? I'm reporting you. The kid looked like he was about to cry. Brandon Wells, sir. I can get you another. I don't want another drink from you. I want your manager. Liam materialized at Brandon's shoulder. Calm, quiet. I'm the floor supervisor. What seems to be the problem, sir? The drunk turned his fury on Liam. Your employee brought me gin instead of vodka. I want him fired. Liam glanced at the glass. Clear liquid. Lime. Could be either. I apologize for the confusion, sir. Let me personally remake your drink to your exact specifications. I want him fired. Sir, I understand you're frustrated. Liam kept his voice level, dead calm. But it's a crowded, noisy room. Miscommunications happen. I'll handle this personally. What would you like? The man's face went redder. Are you arguing with me? No, sir. I'm solving your problem. 1 vodka tonic coming right up. Liam turned to Brandon. Come with me. He walked. Didn't wait to see if the kid followed. Just walked straight to the bar with purpose and certainty. After a moment, he heard Brandon's footsteps behind him. They made it to the bar before Brandon broke. "I'm so sorry." The kid's voice cracked. "I swear I heard vodka. I swear." "You probably did." Liam flagged down the bartender. "That guy's had 6 drinks. His own mother couldn't understand him. 1 vodka tonic extra ice." "Liam, you're not actually the floor supervisor," the bartender said, mixing the drink anyway. "He doesn't know that." Liam took the glass. "Brandon, take 5. Bathroom, cold water. Then come back." "But Gloria will." "I'll handle Gloria." Liam looked at the kid. Really looked at him. Saw Theo's face superimposed over Brandon's. Saw every 19-year-old who'd ever been crushed by someone with power they didn't deserve. "You're doing fine. That guy's just an asshole. Happens every event. Not your fault." Brandon nodded, blinking hard. "Thank you. Seriously, I was about to quit." "Don't," Liam's voice firmed. "Don't let assholes win. You're better than that." The kid disappeared toward the bathroom. Liam delivered the drink to the angry guest, who took it without apology or acknowledgement, then melted back into the crowd. That was kind. Liam spun. Victoria stood 3 feet away, champagne flute in hand, looking at him with those dark, exhausted eyes. "Just doing my job," he said automatically. "No." Victoria stepped closer, lowered her voice. "Your job is catering. That was something else." She paused. "I've been watching you." "Ms. Monroe." "Victoria." Her eyes flashed. "And don't pretend you're just doing your job. I've seen you fix 3 problems in the last hour. A wheelchair stuck in the doorway, a wobbly table. That kid. You're not catering, you're caregiving." "Someone has to." Why not me?" Liam glanced around. Several people were watching them now, wondering why the CEO was talking to staff. "You should probably..." "Victoria." A man's voice. Silver hair. Power suit. Waving her over to another cluster of important people. She ignored him. Kept her eyes on Liam. "My break's in an hour. Meet me on the terrace, north side, please." "That's not appropriate." "I don't care." Victoria's voice dropped. Urgent. Almost desperate. "I need 5 minutes of real. You're the only person here who can give me that. Please, Liam." The man called her name again. Louder. "I have to go," Victoria said, "but I'm serious. 1 hour. North Terrace." She walked away before Liam could argue. He stood there for a moment, aware of the stares, aware of how wrong this looked, aware that he was making mistakes he couldn't take back. He went back to work. 58 minutes later, Liam stood at the service entrance to the North Terrace, arguing with himself. "Don't go. Don't be stupid. Don't risk everything for a woman you don't know who lives in a different stratosphere who could destroy you with 1 phone call." "Go," she asked. "She's human. 5 minutes won't kill you. Don't go. Think of Theo. Go. Think of what you're teaching Theo about courage." "Fuck," Liam whispered, and pushed open the door. The terrace was empty except for Victoria. She stood at the railing, her back to him, the city lights stretched out below like scattered diamonds. She'd taken off her heels again. Her hair had come partially loose from its pins. "You came," she said without turning around. "I shouldn't have." "I know." Victoria turned. In the dim light she looked younger, more vulnerable. "Thank you anyway." Liam kept his distance. Safe space. Professional. "You said 5 minutes." "I did." She smiled sadly. "I'm terrified you're going to bolt after 4. "Probably." "Honest." Victoria set down her champagne on the railing. "That's what I need. Just honesty. Can you do that? What do you want to know?" "Everything." She laughed at his expression. "Okay, not everything. Tell me why catering with your skills you could do anything." "My skills?" Liam raised an eyebrow. I fix broken zippers and diffuse drunk guests. That's not exactly Fortune 500 material. You fix things, people, situations, problems. You see what needs doing, and you do it without being asked, without needing credit. Victoria's voice gentled. That's rare, Liam. That's valuable. It doesn't pay college tuition. Is that what you're saving for Theo's college? Yeah. Liam looked out at the city. Anywhere but at her. He's got his heart set on engineering. Smart kid. Could actually do it. I just need to... He stopped. Sorry. You don't want to hear about my kid. I do. Victoria moved closer. Not touching. Just present. Tell me about him. So Liam did. He didn't mean to. Didn't plan it. But something about the darkness, the privacy, the exhaustion in Victoria's eyes made him talk. He told her about Theo's birth. About the terror of being 20 years old with a screaming infant and no idea what he was doing. About Theo's mother leaving. About the years of struggle of 2 jobs of mac and cheese for dinner 4 nights a week. About the first time Theo said, "I love you, Dad," without prompting. About Theo's first day of high school. About the colleges they'd visited together, the dreams they'd built together. About being so goddamn proud, it hurt. He sounds extraordinary, Victoria said quietly when Liam finally stopped. He is, despite me. No. She turned to face him fully. Because of you. Everything you just described, that's love, Liam. Pure, selfless, unconditional love. Do you have any idea how rare that is? It's just parenting. It's not. Victoria's voice cracked. My parents loved me conditionally. Good grades, love. Business success, love. Anything less, disappointment. I built my entire life trying to earn love that should have been free. She looked away. I don't have children because I was terrified I'd do the same thing to them. Terrified I didn't know how to love any other way. Liam didn't plan what happened next. Didn't think. Just acted on instinct. He closed the distance between them and took her hand. Just that. Just her hand in his warm and small and trembling slightly. It's never too late to learn, he said quietly. Victoria looked down at their joined hands. When she looked up, her eyes were wet. Is it too late to learn how to be real? How to be human instead of just successful? No. How do you know? Because you're here. Liam squeezed her hand gently, then let go. Boundaries. Safety. Because you asked for honesty instead of flattery. Because you saw a catering guy as a person. That's already human, Victoria. She smiled through tears. I like when you say my name. I shouldn't. I know. She wiped her eyes carefully, preserving her makeup. But I like it anyway. Liam checked his watch. Your 5 minutes is up. You should get back. I don't want to. I know, but people will notice. And I can't afford... I would never hurt you. Victoria's voice was fierce, certain. Or Theo, I need you to believe that. I want to. Liam stepped back. Distance. But I've got 17 years of evidence that powerful people don't protect people like me. They use us. Then they forget us. I won't forget you. Maybe not tonight. Liam moved toward the door. But next week, next month, when I'm back to being invisible. Liam. Good night, Ms. Monroe. Thank you for the conversation. He left before she could respond. Left before he could make more mistakes. Left before the ache in his chest became something he couldn't ignore. Behind him, Victoria stood alone on the terrace, one hand pressed to her mouth, tears streaming silently down her face. The rest of the gala passed in a blur. Liam worked on autopilot, cleared plates, refilled water, fixed a broken chair, helped an elderly guest find her coat. Small invisible tasks that kept him busy and his mind off the terrace. Off Victoria's hand in his. Off the way she'd looked at him like he was someone who mattered. Around midnight, guests began trickling out. Liam was collecting abandoned champagne flutes when he saw her one last time. Victoria stood near the main entrance, surrounded by executives and board members, shaking hands and saying polished goodbyes. She looked exhausted, used up. The mask was cracking at the edges. Their eyes met across the emptying ballroom. She mouthed 2 words, "Thank you." Liam nodded once, then turned away and got back to work. Cleanup took until 3 a.m. They broke down tables, packed linens, loaded trucks. Physical labor that Liam lost himself in gratefully. When it was finally done, he signed out with Gloria and headed home. The apartment was dark, empty. Theo at his mom's for the weekend. Liam stood in the kitchen, still in his work clothes, and felt the weight of the evening crush down on him. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. "I meant what I said on the terrace. I won't forget you. And I won't hurt you. I just want to talk to someone real. If you can give me that just coffee, just conversation, text me back. If not, I understand. Either way, thank you for reminding me what it feels like to be human. Victoria." Liam stared at the message for a long time. His thumb hovered over the keyboard. Delete it. Forget her. Go back to invisible. But he couldn't. Something had shifted tonight. Some door had opened that he couldn't close. He typed, Thursday, 2 p.m., the reading room on 5th. Know it. The response came in seconds. "I'll find it. Thank you, Liam. You have no idea what this means." He didn't respond. Just set the phone down and stood in his dark kitchen wondering what the hell he'd just done and why it felt both terrifying and inevitable. His phone buzzed again. Different number. Theo. "Hey, Dad. Mom's asleep. I know it's late, but I wanted to tell you I'm proud of you. I know tonight was the big gala. I know you worked hard. You always work hard. Love you." Liam felt something crack open in his chest. He texted back immediately. "Love you more, kiddo. See you tomorrow. Can't wait." That was what mattered. Not CEOs or galas or conversations on terraces that felt like stepping off cliffs. Just Theo. Just being the father his son deserved. But even as he thought it, he couldn't stop seeing Victoria's face. The loneliness in it. The recognition. The way she'd looked at him like he was exactly what she'd been searching for. Thursday was 3 days away. Liam went to bed and didn't sleep, haunted by the feeling that his carefully invisible life was about to become very, very visible. And across the city in a penthouse that cost more than Liam would earn in a lifetime. Victoria stood at her floor-to-ceiling windows, in a silk robe, her phone clutched in her hand, staring at Liam's message like it was a lifeline. Thursday couldn't come fast enough. She saved his contact, just his first name. Simple. Real. Liam. For the first time in years, Victoria Monroe smiled before sleeping and meant it. Theo came home Sunday night with mud on his shoes and something careful in his eyes. "Good weekend?" Liam asked from the couch where he'd been pretending to watch TV for 3 hours. "Yeah." Theo dropped his backpack by the door. "Mom's new boyfriend proposed. At dinner. In front of me and his parents." Liam's stomach dropped. "And?" She said yes. Theo's voice was flat, controlled. "They want to get married in June. Move to Portland. His company's transferring him." "Portland?" Liam sat up slowly. "That's 2,000 miles away." "Yeah." Theo finally looked at him. "She asked if I wanted to go with her. Finish senior year there. Be part of the new family." Every cell in Liam's body went cold. "What did you say?" "I said I needed to think about it." Theo's jaw tightened. "She cried, said I was breaking her heart, that she's my mother and I'm choosing you over her like always." Liam stood up, crossed to his son. "Theo, I'm not going." The words burst out of Theo like he'd been holding them in for hours. "I'm not leaving you, Dad. I'm not finishing high school somewhere else. I'm not—" His voice cracked. "Is that okay? Can I stay?" Liam pulled his son into a hug so tight it probably hurt. "Of course you can stay. Always. This is your home." Theo buried his face in Liam's shoulder, and Liam felt dampness seep through his shirt. His 17-year-old son, who hadn't cried in front of him in 3 years, was falling apart. "She made it sound like I'm ruining her life," Theo whispered. "Like me existing is this burden she's trying to get rid of." "That's not true." "Feels true." Theo pulled back, wiping his eyes angrily. "Sorry, I'm being dramatic." "You're being human." Liam kept his hands on Theo's shoulders. "Your mom loves you. She's figuring out her own life, and sometimes adults forget that choices affect more than just them." "You never forget that." "Because I can't afford to." Liam's throat tightened. "You're all I've got, kid. You're everything." Theo's face crumpled again. They stood there in the middle of their cramped living room, holding each other while the TV flickered unwatched in the background, and Liam felt the weight of single fatherhood press down like it always did. The responsibility, the fear, the desperate love that made every decision feel life or death. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He ignored it. "You okay?" Liam asked finally. "No." Theo laughed wetly. "But I will be. I need to process. Can I just go to my room?" "Of course." Theo disappeared down the hallway. His door closed with a soft click. Liam stood alone in the living room and finally checked his phone. Victoria. "Is Thursday still happening? I understand if it's not, but I'm hoping." Victoria. "Sorry, that sounded desperate. I don't mean to pressure you." Victoria. "I just really want to see you again." Liam stared at the messages. He should cancel, should focus on Theo, who was clearly spiraling, should remember his priorities. But something in him needed this, needed to know that the terrace conversation wasn't a dream, needed to feel seen by someone who wasn't his son or his supervisor or a drunk guest demanding vodka. He typed, "Thursday's still on, 2 p.m. I'll be there." The response came immediately. "Thank you. I'll see you then." Liam set the phone down and went to check on Theo. Found him sprawled on his bed, earbuds in, staring at the ceiling. Liam knocked on the doorframe. Theo pulled out one earbud. "You need anything?" Liam asked. "No." Theo paused. "Actually, yeah. Can we do breakfast tomorrow before school like we used to?" "Absolutely. Pancakes. Chocolate chip." "You got it." Liam turned to go, then stopped. "Hey Theo, I'm proud of you. For knowing what you want. For being brave enough to choose it." Theo's smile was small, but real. "Learned from the best." The next 3 days passed in a blur of work and worry. Theo was quiet but functional, going to school and coming home without complaint. Liam worked 2 doubles to cover a coworker's sick days, came home exhausted, fell asleep to Theo's music bleeding through the walls. Wednesday night, Liam stood in front of his closet and realized he had nothing appropriate to wear to coffee with a CEO. His work clothes were all black suits and white shirts. His casual clothes were jeans with holes and t-shirts advertising bands he'd liked 20 years ago. "Dad." Theo appeared in the doorway. "What are you doing?" "Nothing. Go to bed." Theo looked at the clothes spread across the bed, at Liam's face. "You have a date." "It's not a date." "Right, sure. That's why you're freaking out about shirts." Theo grinned. "Who is she? None of your business." "Come on. I told you about Mom's boyfriend. Fair's fair." Theo flopped onto the bed, disrupting Liam's organization. "What's her name?" Liam sighed. "Victoria. And it's not a date. It's coffee. One coffee." "Uh-huh. And where'd you meet this Victoria?" "At the gala Saturday." Theo's eyes went wide. "Wait. The Ashford Gala. That Victoria Monroe. CEO Victoria. How do you even know who that is?" "Dad, she's on the news constantly. She's like insanely powerful. And you're having coffee with her." Theo sat up. "How did that happen?" "Long story. We've got time." So Liam told him. Edited version. The wardrobe malfunction, the zipper, the terrace conversation. He left out the hand-holding. Left out the ache. Left out the way Victoria had looked at him like he was water in a desert. Theo listened with growing wonder. "So you're telling me you fixed a CEO's dress and now she wants to have coffee with you? It's not that simple." It sounds exactly that simple. Theo's grin was wicked. Dad, you're having a meet cute with a billionaire. This is like a romance novel. It's not romantic. Then why are you stressing about clothes? Liam threw a shirt at him. Theo caught it laughing. Seriously though, Dad, wear the blue button-down, the one Grandma got you for Christmas. Makes you look less like a tired single dad and more like a guy who has his life together. I don't have my life together. Fake it. Theo stood up, grabbed the blue shirt from the closet, tossed it to Liam. And Dad, I'm happy for you. It's nice seeing you care about something other than work and me. I always care about you. I know. That's the problem. Theo's voice gentled. You forget to care about yourself. Maybe this Victoria person will remind you how. Liam wanted to argue, wanted to explain all the reasons this was a terrible idea. Instead, he just said, Thanks, kid. Anytime. Now get some sleep. You look terrible. Thursday arrived too fast and too slow. Liam called in a favor to get the afternoon off, went home to shower and change, and stood in front of the mirror, wondering who the hell he thought he was. The blue shirt fit better than he remembered. Made him look almost put together. Almost like someone who belonged in the same room as Victoria Monroe. Almost. He arrived at the reading room 10 minutes early. It was the kind of coffee shop that served lattes with foam art and played indie music at exactly the right volume. The kind of place Liam never came to because $12 coffee wasn't in his budget. Victoria was already there. She sat at a corner table laptop closed in front of her, wearing jeans and a simple sweater that probably cost more than Liam's rent. Her hair was down. No makeup that he could see. She looked younger. Softer. Nervous. She saw him. Smiled. Stood up. You came, she said. I said I would. I know. I wasn't sure you'd actually show up. Victoria gestured to the chair across from her. Please, sit. Can I get you something? I can get my own coffee. I know you can, but I invited you. Let me. She was already heading to the counter before Liam could protest. He sat down, acutely aware of the other patrons glancing over, wondering why Victoria Monroe was in a neighborhood coffee shop. She returned with 2 lattes and a nervous energy that made Liam's chest ache. I didn't know what you liked, so I got you what I'm having. If it's terrible, we can get you something else. Liam took a sip. It was good. Better than good. It's perfect. Liar. But Victoria smiled. You hate it. I don't hate it. But you don't love it. I don't love $12 coffee in general. Nothing personal. Victoria laughed. Actually laughed. God, you're honest. It's terrifying. You asked for honesty. I did. She wrapped her hands around her cup. I've been thinking about that. About the terrace. About what you said. Victoria, let me finish, please. She took a breath. You said it's never too late to learn how to be human. I haven't been able to stop thinking about that. Because I don't know if I believe it. I've been performing for so long, I'm not sure there's anything real left underneath. Liam set down his cup. There is. How do you know? Because you're here. Because you could be at some fancy executive lunch, but instead you're in a coffee shop in my neighborhood drinking overpriced lattes with a catering guy. That's real. Victoria's eyes went bright. Is that what you think? That you're just a catering guy? That's what I am. No. Her voice was fierce. You're a father who chose his son over easy money. You're someone who fixes things because they need fixing, not because there's reward. You're a person who saw me at my worst and treated me with dignity instead of taking advantage. She leaned forward. You're extraordinary, Liam. And the fact that you don't see it makes you even more so. Liam's throat closed up. I'm not... Don't. Victoria reached across the table, stopped just short of touching his hand. Don't diminish yourself, please. They sat there in silence. The coffee shop hummed around them. Someone's laptop pinged. The espresso machine hissed. Normal sounds. Normal life. But nothing about this moment felt normal. "Tell me about Theo," Victoria said finally. "How's he doing?" So Liam told her about Portland, about Theo's mother's engagement, about his son choosing to stay and the guilt that came with being relieved about it. Victoria listened without interrupting. When he finished, she said, "He's lucky to have you." "I'm the lucky one." "That's what makes you a good father." She paused. "My dad never said that. Never once said he was lucky to have me. Everything I did was either expectation met or disappointment delivered. There was no in between. That's not love." "I know that now." Victoria's voice dropped. "But when you grow up with it, you think it's normal. You think love is something you earn through performance. Took me until my 30s to realize that's not how it works." "What changed?" "Therapy. A lot of therapy." She smiled sadly. "And realizing that no amount of success would ever make my father proud. So I stopped trying. Built the company for me instead of for his approval." She looked up. "It helped, but it's still lonely." "Why don't you have people? Friends, family, someone?" Victoria laughed bitterly. "Because everyone wants something. Access, money, connection. Nobody just wants me." She met his eyes. "Except maybe you. I want to understand you." "Why?" "Because you're interesting. Because you're real when you drop the CEO mask. Because—" Liam stopped, regrouped. "Because I haven't had an adult conversation that mattered in longer than I can remember, and this matters. It matters to me, too." Victoria's voice cracked slightly. "More than you know." Liam's phone buzzed. He ignored it. It buzzed again. He pulled it out, meaning to silence it, then saw Theo's name. 3 texts in rapid succession. "Sorry," Liam said. "My son. He doesn't usually—" "Answer it." Victoria's face had gone carefully neutral. "Please." Liam opened the messages. "Theo. Dad, where are you?" "Theo. Mom showed up at school. She's losing it. Says I'm ruining her life by choosing you." "Theo. Can you come get me? I'm at the attendance office. I can't deal with this." Liam stood up so fast his chair scraped. "I have to go. My son, his mother. There's a situation." "Go." Victoria was already standing. "Is he okay? Does he need anything?" "He needs me." Liam grabbed his jacket. "I'm sorry. This was thank you for the coffee." "Liam, wait." Victoria caught his arm. "Is there anything I can do? Can I drive you? Can I—" "No, thank you. I have to go." He was out the door before she could respond. His truck was 2 blocks away. He ran. The drive to Theo's school took 15 minutes that felt like 15 hours. Liam's mind raced through scenarios. Theo's mother confronting him. A scene in front of his classmates. Humiliation. Trauma. All the things Liam had tried to protect him from. He found Theo in the attendance office looking small and miserable. Theo's mother, Michelle, stood across the room, mascara running, voice raised. "Can't just choose him over me. I'm your mother. I gave birth to you. I deserve—" "Michelle." Liam's voice cut through her tirade like ice. "What are you doing here?" She spun on him. "What am I doing here? What are you doing? Turning my son against me. Making him think Portland is some kind of punishment. I didn't make him think anything. He made his own choice. He's 17. He doesn't get to make choices like this. Actually, he does." Liam kept his voice calm, quiet, deadly. "He's old enough to decide where he wants to live. And he's choosing here, with me. You need to respect that." "Respect it?" Michelle's laugh was hysterical. "You've had him for 16 years. I get him every other weekend, and you can't even give me this. You can't let me have one thing." "He's not a thing, Michelle. He's our son. And he's terrified right now because you're making this about you instead of about him. Of course it's about me. Everything's always about you and Theo. Poor single dad doing it all alone. Nobody cares that I'm trying to build a life. That I deserve happiness too. You do deserve happiness. Liam's voice gentled, despite the rage simmering in his chest. But not at Theo's expense. Not by guilting him into choosing you. That's not love, Michelle. That's manipulation. She slapped him. Hard. The sound cracked through the office. Theo shouted something. The attendant secretary gasped. Liam's cheek burned, but he didn't move. Just looked at Michelle with something that might have been pity. Feel better? He asked quietly. Michelle's face crumpled. I hate you. I hate that he loves you more. I hate that you're the good parent and I'm the villain. You're not the villain, you're just hurt, and you're hurting him because you don't know how to process it. Liam stepped closer. Go home, Michelle. Go to Portland. Build your life. Be happy. But let Theo make his choice without guilt. Can you do that? She looked at Theo, at their son who was watching with wet eyes and clenched fists. Something shifted in her expression, softened. I'm sorry, she whispered. Baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean I just wanted... I know, Mom. Theo's voice was thick. But I need to stay here. Please understand. Michelle nodded, wiped her eyes. Okay. I understand. She grabbed her purse, moved toward the door, then stopped, looked at Liam. Thank you. For being what I couldn't be. Then she was gone. Liam turned to Theo, who collapsed into his arms like a puppet with cut strings. Dad. Theo choked out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You have nothing to be sorry for. She hit you. Because of me. She hit me because she's in pain and didn't know how to handle it. That's not your fault. Liam held his son tight. None of this is your fault, Theo. You hear me? None of it. They stood there, while the attendant secretary pretended not to watch, and Theo's shoulders shook, and Liam's cheek throbbed where Michelle's hand had connected. After a while, Theo pulled back. Can we go home? Yeah, let me sign you out. The drive back was quiet. Theo stared out the window. Liam's phone buzzed repeatedly. He ignored it. When they got home, Theo went straight to his room. Liam stood in the kitchen and finally checked his messages. Victoria. I hope everything's okay. Victoria. I'm here if you need anything. Victoria. Sorry, overstepping. Ignore me. Victoria. Actually, don't ignore me. Text me when you can. I'm worried. Despite everything, Liam smiled. He typed, crisis averted. Son's mother had a breakdown at his school. Everyone survived. How's your afternoon? The response was immediate. Nothing like yours. Are you both okay? Really? We will be. Might take a minute, but we'll get there. You're an amazing father. I hope you know that. Liam stared at the text. Something in his chest cracked open. He typed, thank you for today, for the coffee, for listening. It meant something. It meant something to me too. Can we try again? When things calm down. Yeah, I'd like that. Good, because I'm not done learning how to be human from you. Liam set the phone down and checked on Theo, found him asleep on top of his covers, still in his school clothes, tracks of dried tears on his face. Liam grabbed a blanket, tucked it around him gently. Theo stirred. Dad, I'm here. Can you stay? Just for a minute? Liam sat on the edge of the bed. I can stay as long as you need. Theo's hand found his, held on tight like he used to when he was small and afraid of the dark. I love you. You know that, right? I know, kid, I love you too. More than coffee with pretty CEOs. Despite everything, Liam laughed. Way more than that. Good. Theo's eyes drifted closed. But you should still see her again. She makes you smile different, like you're happy instead of just okay. When did you get so smart? Learned from the best, Theo mumbled, already half asleep. Liam sat there until Theo's breathing evened out, until his grip on Liam's hand loosened. Then he carefully extracted himself and went to the kitchen. Made himself coffee. Real coffee, not $12 nonsense. stood at the window watching the sun set over buildings that had seen better days. His phone buzzed one more time. Victoria. I meant what I said on the terrace. I won't forget you, and I won't hurt you. I'm going to prove that. Give me the chance. Liam didn't respond immediately, just held the phone and thought about choices, about risk, about what it meant to be seen by someone who could change everything or destroy it all with equal ease. Finally, he typed, "One more coffee, that's all I'm promising. One more coffee is everything I'm asking for. Thank you, Liam." He set the phone down and went to make dinner. Theo emerged around 7, quiet but functional. They ate spaghetti in front of the TV and didn't talk about Michelle or Portland or anything heavy. Just sat together in their cramped apartment and existed in the same space, and that was enough. That night, Liam lay in bed and thought about Victoria's face in the coffee shop. The vulnerability in it. The hope. The way she'd looked at him, like he was exactly what she needed. Dangerous. That's what she was. Dangerous in the way that falling felt dangerous, thrilling, and terrifying and inevitable all at once. But maybe Liam thought, as sleep finally pulled him under, maybe dangerous was exactly what he needed too. Across the city, Victoria sat in her penthouse office laptop open, but ignored staring at Liam's last text like it was a promise. One more coffee. One more chance to be real with someone who didn't want anything except her honesty. She saved every message, made a folder in her phone labeled just with his name, Liam. Simple, real, hers. Maybe if she didn't screw this up, she wouldn't screw this up. She'd prove to him that powerful people could protect the ones who mattered, that she was different, that he could trust her. She had to. Because for the first time in a decade, Victoria Monroe felt like she was waking up from a sleep she hadn't known she was in. And Liam Parker was the reason why. The second coffee happened on a Tuesday, not at the reading room this time. Victoria texted him an address in a neighborhood Liam didn't recognize. Expensive cars, manicured trees, the kind of silence that came with serious wealth. "This is where you live?" Liam asked when she opened the door to a penthouse that had more square footage than his entire apartment building. "This is where I exist." Victoria stepped back to let him in. "I don't really live anywhere." The difference hit him immediately. She wore yoga pants and an oversized sweater with a hole in the sleeve. Her hair was in a messy bun. No makeup, no armor, just her. "I know this is weird," she said quickly, "inviting you here, but I wanted privacy, somewhere we could actually talk without people staring. If that makes you uncomfortable, we can go somewhere else." "It's fine." Liam followed her through a living room that looked like it belonged in a magazine. Everything white and pristine and untouched. "Do you actually use any of this furniture?" Victoria laughed. "God, no. My decorator said it was sophisticated. I think it's just uncomfortable." She led him to the kitchen. "Coffee. Real coffee this time, not $12 pretentious nonsense." "You remembered. I remember everything you say." The words came out softer than she probably intended. She busied herself with an espresso machine that looked more complicated than Liam's truck engine. "How's Theo? After everything with his mom?" "He's okay, resilient. Went to school the next day like nothing happened." "He learned that from you. Or he's just better at hiding the damage than I was at his age." Liam accepted the coffee she handed him. It was perfect, strong and simple, and exactly what he needed. "Thank you for checking in, for the texts. It helped." "I wanted to do more." Victoria leaned against the counter. "I wanted to fix it. But I'm learning that not everything can be fixed by throwing money or power at it. Some things just have to hurt for a while." "I hate that. I know." Liam took another sip. "But that's life. The hurt makes the good parts matter more." Victoria studied him with those dark, tired eyes. "Do you ever get exhausted, being that wise all the time?" "I'm not wise. I'm just tired enough that pretending doesn't seem worth it anymore. See that right there? That's wisdom." She moved to the massive windows overlooking the city. "I spent 20 years pretending I was confident, pretending I belonged in boardrooms with men twice my age, pretending I didn't care that I sacrificed everything for success." She turned back. And then you show up and just exist honestly, and it makes me realize how exhausting the pretending has been. Liam set down his coffee. Why me? You could have this revelation with anyone, a therapist, a friend, someone from your world. Because you don't want anything from me. Victoria's voice cracked slightly. Everyone in my world wants something. Investment, partnership, access, approval. Even my therapist wants me to be the success story she can talk about at conferences. She crossed her arms. But you just want to understand me. That's it. No agenda, no angle. Just curiosity and kindness, and I don't know what to do with that. You don't have to do anything with it, but I want to. She moved closer. I want to be the person you think I could be. The human one. The real one. I just don't know how. You're already doing it. Liam gestured around the apartment. This. Hole in your sweater. No makeup. Admitting you're exhausted. That's all real. Victoria looked down at her sleeve. My housekeeper keeps trying to throw this sweater away. Says it's beneath me. Tell her it's the most honest thing you own. I will. Victoria smiled, then grew serious. Can I ask you something personal? Sure. Do you ever regret it? Having Theo so young giving up your 20s? Liam didn't hesitate. Every day. Victoria's eyes widened. Really? Really? He met her gaze steadily. I regret missing college, missing travel, missing the freedom to be selfish and stupid and figure myself out. I regret that Theo's existence cost me possibilities I'll never get back. He paused. But I don't regret Theo, not for a second. The regret and the love exist at the same time, both true, both real. That's, Victoria's voice caught. That's the most honest thing anyone's ever said to me. You asked for honesty. I know. It's just rare that people actually deliver. She sat down on the couch, tucked her feet under her. I regret not having children. There, I said it out loud. I tell everyone I'm fulfilled, that my company is my baby, but it's a lie. You can't hug a quarterly report. You can't watch a merger grow up and become a good person. Liam sat across from her, safe distance. It's not too late. I'm 43. So women have babies in their 40s all the time. Not women with my schedule. Not women who've built their entire identity around being the CEO who doesn't need anything except success. Victoria's hands twisted together. And even if I wanted to try, I'd need a partner, a co-parent, someone who could handle the reality of who I am and what I do. That person doesn't exist. Maybe you're looking in the wrong places. Where should I be looking? Dating apps, CEO mixers. She laughed bitterly. Every man I meet either wants my money or is intimidated by my power. There's no in between. Then stop looking. Liam leaned forward. Stop performing. Stop being the CEO on dates. Just be Victoria and see who shows up for that person. What if nobody does? Then they weren't worth having anyway. Victoria stared at him. Has anyone ever told you that you're infuriatingly level-headed? Theo. Daily. She laughed. Real laughter this time. It transformed her face, made her look younger, lighter. I like your son without ever meeting him. He'd like you too. He's got a thing for strong women, gets it from his grandmother. Tell me about her. So Liam did. He told her about his mother, who'd raised him alone after his father died in a construction accident when Liam was 12. About how she'd worked 3 jobs to keep their house. How she'd taught him that strength wasn't about never falling apart, it was about getting back up after. She died 2 years ago, Liam said quietly. Cancer, fast and brutal. She met Theo, though. Got to see him grow up. That mattered to her. I'm sorry. Victoria's voice was soft. She sounds incredible. She was. Liam's throat tightened. She would have liked you. She had a thing about people who worked too hard. Always said the hardest workers were running from something. What was she running from? Poverty. Her parents were immigrants. Came here with nothing. She grew up wearing hand-me-downs and eating rice for every meal, swore she'd never be poor again. He smiled sadly. She wasn't, but she never stopped running. Victoria was quiet for a long moment. "What are you running from?" The question hit like a fist. Liam opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. Invisibility. My whole life I've been the person people look through. At school I was the poor kid. At work I'm the staff. Even with Theo, sometimes I'm just Dad, the person who exists to meet his needs. He looked up. "You're the first person in years who's looked at me and actually seen me. Not what I can do for you. Just me. Liam." Victoria moved to sit beside him, close but not touching. "I see you. I see how hard you work. How much you love your son. How you fix things because they need fixing, not because there's reward. I see the loneliness you hide behind competence. I see—" Her voice broke. "I see myself. The parts I thought I'd buried so deep nobody would ever find them. Victoria, I'm falling for you." The words rushed out. "I know that's insane. I know we've had 2 coffees and 1 interrupted conversation on a terrace, but I can't stop thinking about you. About how you make me feel human. About how I want to be better because you make me believe better is possible." Liam's heart hammered. "You don't know me. I know enough. I know you're kind, real, brave in ways I'll never be." She finally looked at him. Her eyes were wet. "I know I'm terrified of losing you before I even really have you. You can't lose what you don't have. That's the problem. I want to have you. I want—" She stopped, laughed shakily. "God, I sound desperate. You sound human. Is that good or bad? It's real." Liam reached out slowly, giving her time to pull away. She didn't. He took her hand. "I'm scared too. Of what this could be. Of how badly it could hurt. Of what it means for Theo if I let someone in and it falls apart. I won't let it fall apart. You can't promise that. I can try." Victoria's grip tightened. "I can promise to try, to be honest, to show up, to be worth the risk." Liam looked at their joined hands, hers soft and manicured, his rough and scarred from years of manual labor. They didn't match, didn't make sense, but they fit anyway. "One day at a time," he said finally. "That's all I can do. One day at a time, and hope it doesn't destroy us both." "I'll take one day at a time." Victoria smiled through tears. "Starting with today, stay for lunch. I have to pick up Theo at 3. Then stay until 2:30. So Liam stayed. They ordered pizza because Victoria admitted she didn't cook and her chef had the day off. They ate on the pristine white couch that wasn't meant to be used and talked about everything and nothing. Favorite movies, worst jobs, childhood dreams that never materialized. "I wanted to be a teacher," Victoria admitted. "Elementary school, 2nd grade specifically. I loved the idea of helping kids discover reading." "What stopped you?" "My father said teaching was for people without ambition, that I was meant for greater things." She picked at her pizza crust. "I got my MBA instead, never looked back, but sometimes I see elementary schools, and I wonder what my life would have been like if I'd been brave enough to disappoint him." "It's not too late," Victoria laughed. "I'm not leaving my company to teach 2nd grade." "Why not? You just said your company doesn't fulfill you." "It's not that simple." "It is that simple, just not easy." Liam set down his pizza. "You're the CEO. You have more freedom than almost anyone on the planet. If you wanted to walk away tomorrow and teach, you could. I'd be letting down thousands of employees. Or you'd be showing them that it's okay to choose happiness over success." He met her eyes. "Which lesson matters more?" Victoria stared at him. "You're dangerous, Liam Parker." "Why?" "Because you make me believe impossible things are possible." "Good." His phone alarm went off at 2:15. Time to leave. Victoria walked him to the door. They stood in the entryway, neither quite ready to say goodbye. "Thank you," Victoria said, "for staying, for listening, for making me feel less alone. You did the same for me. Can we do this again soon?" Yeah. Liam smiled. I'd like that. Good, because I'm not done learning how to be human from you. She hesitated, then rose on her toes and kissed his cheek. Soft and quick and terrifying. Drive safe. Liam touched his cheek where her lips had been. I will. The drive to Theo's school passed in a blur. Liam's mind raced. Victoria's confession. The kiss. The way she'd looked at him like he was something precious instead of invisible. It was too much. Too fast. Too dangerous. And yet, he couldn't stop smiling. Theo climbed in the truck, took one look at Liam's face, and groaned. Oh my God, you're in deep. I don't know what you're talking about. Dad, you're literally glowing. What happened at coffee? Nothing. We just talked. Uh-huh. And she just talked you into looking like you won the lottery. Theo grinned. It's fine. I'm happy for you. You deserve good things. I deserve you not being a smartass. Too late. Comes with the teenager package. Theo's grin faded slightly. Seriously though, Dad, if she makes you happy, that's good. You're allowed to be happy. I know. Do you? Because sometimes I think you forget that you're a person with needs beyond just being my dad and fixing everyone's problems. Liam glanced over. When did you get so insightful? I've always been this insightful. You just never noticed because you're too busy taking care of everyone else. Theo pulled out his phone, scrolled for a second, then showed Liam a photo. Look what I found. It was an old picture. Liam at 22 holding newborn Theo looking terrified and determined in equal measure. So young. Still a kid himself. Where did you get that? Liam asked. Grandma's albums. I've been going through them, trying to remember her. Theo's voice softened. You look so scared in this picture. I was terrified. But you did it anyway, kept me, raised me, chose the hard thing because it was the right thing. Theo set down his phone. That's why I'm telling you it's okay to choose something for yourself now. You've earned it. Liam's vision blurred. I love you, kid. I know. Love you too. That night, after dinner and homework, and Theo's door closing for the night, Liam's phone rang. Victoria's name on the screen. He answered. Hey. Hey. She sounded breathless. Nervous. I'm sorry for calling so late. I know it's a school night and Theo probably just went to bed, but I couldn't stop thinking and I needed to tell you something. Tell me. I meant what I said today, about falling for you. And I know that's scary and complicated and probably a terrible idea, but I don't care. I'm 43 years old, and I've never felt this way about anyone. And I'm not going to pretend I don't feel it just because it's inconvenient or risky or doesn't make sense on paper. Liam sat down heavily on the couch. Victoria, let me finish, please. She took a shaky breath. I know you're scared. I know you have Theo to protect. I know I'm from a different world and this whole thing is probably insane, but I'm asking you to give me a real chance. Not just coffee, not just conversations in my apartment. A real chance to show you I'm serious, that I won't hurt you, that I can be what you need. What if you can't? Then I'll fail. But I'd rather fail trying than never try at all. Her voice cracked. You make me want to be brave, Liam. Please let me be brave with you. Liam closed his eyes, saw Victoria's face, heard Theo's voice. You deserve good things. Felt his mother's presence like a hand on his shoulder. Choose the hard thing because it's the right thing. Okay, he said quietly. Okay. Okay. Real chance. Real dates. Real attempt at whatever this is. He opened his eyes. But we go slow. We protect Theo, and the second this becomes toxic or damaging, we stop. Agreed? Agreed. Victoria's relief was audible. Thank you. God, thank you. You won't regret this. I might. Then I'll make sure you don't. They talked for another hour. About nothing important. About everything important. About the logistics of dating when one person was a CEO and the other was a catering guy with a teenager. It was messy, complicated, probably doomed. But when Liam finally hung up and went to bed, he fell asleep smiling for the first time in years. Across the city, Victoria stood at her window phone pressed to her chest and let herself cry. Happy tears this time. Relief. Hope. The terrifying exhilaration of choosing something real over something safe. She'd built an empire, run a Fortune 500 company, made decisions that affected thousands of lives. But saying yes to Liam Parker felt like the bravest thing she'd ever done, and she wasn't going to screw it up. She'd proved to him that power didn't have to corrupt, that she could protect what mattered, that love could exist between invisible men and untouchable women if both people were brave enough to try. She had to. Because for the first time since her 20s, Victoria Monroe felt alive instead of just successful. And she wasn't giving that up without a fight. The next morning, Liam woke to a text. Victoria. Good morning. Thank you for saying yes. I promise to earn it every single day. He typed back. Good morning. Let's see if you're still saying that when you meet Theo and realize what you've signed up for. Victoria. I can't wait to meet him. He raised you after all. Must be extraordinary. Liam. Wrong way around, but I'll tell him you said that. He'll be insufferable. Victoria. Good, I like insufferable. When can I meet him? Liam stared at the phone. Meeting Theo felt enormous, felt real, felt like crossing a line they couldn't uncross. But he'd promised a real chance, and real meant all of it. He typed, Sunday, dinner, our place. Nothing fancy. Just us. Victoria. I'll be there. What can I bring? Liam. Just yourself. That's enough. Victoria. I don't know if that's enough, but I'll try to make it be. Liam showed Theo the texts over breakfast, watched his son's face carefully for signs of discomfort or resentment. Instead, Theo grinned. She's coming here to our apartment. Is that okay? Dad, she's a billionaire CEO who wants to eat dinner in our crappy apartment with us. That's not just okay, that's basically a miracle. Theo shoveled cereal into his mouth. What are we making? I was thinking spaghetti. Dad, no. We can't serve a CEO spaghetti. Why not? It's good spaghetti. It's poverty spaghetti. We need to step it up. Make lasagna or something. I don't know how to make lasagna. Then we're learning. Theo pulled out his phone. I'm finding a recipe. We're doing this right. Liam watched his son scroll through cooking websites with fierce determination and felt something warm expand in his chest. This was what mattered. Not Victoria's money or status or power. Just this. His son excited about meeting someone who made his father happy. Maybe Liam thought maybe brave was exactly what they all needed to be. Sunday couldn't come fast enough. Sunday arrived with the kind of nervous energy that made Liam burn the first batch of garlic bread and Theo drop an entire jar of marinara sauce on the kitchen floor. Dad, breathe, Theo said, mopping up red sauce with half a roll of paper towels. She's just a person. She's not just a person. She's... Liam stopped, ran his hand through his hair. I don't know what she is. She's someone who likes you enough to eat dinner in our crappy apartment. Theo tossed the sauce-soaked towels in the trash. That's literally all that matters. Stop freaking out. I'm not freaking out. You've changed your shirt 3 times. You're freaking out. Liam looked down at the blue button-down. Is this okay? Dad, yes, it's fine. You look good. Now help me with this lasagna before we burn down the apartment. They worked together in synchronized chaos. Theo read instructions from his phone while Liam layered noodles and cheese and sauce. The kitchen smelled like garlic and hope and terror. By 5:30, the lasagna was in the oven and Liam was pacing. She's late, he said at 5:40. She's 10 minutes late. That's not late. That's fashionably on time. Theo watched him pace. Dad, seriously, you're going to wear a hole in the floor. The doorbell rang at 5:43. Liam and Theo looked at each other. You got this, Theo said. Liam opened the door. Victoria stood in the hallway wearing jeans and a simple black sweater, holding a bottle of wine and looking more nervous than Liam had ever seen her. No makeup, hair in a ponytail. She looked young and terrified and absolutely beautiful. "Hi," she said. "I know you said not to bring anything, but I couldn't show up empty-handed. And I didn't know what you drink, so I brought red and white. And if you don't drink wine, I also brought sparkling cider because I panicked at the store and bought everything." She was talking too fast. "I'm rambling. Sorry, I'm nervous." "Me too." Liam stepped back. "Come in, please." Victoria walked into their small apartment, and Liam saw it through her eyes. The worn couch, the scratched coffee table, the walls that needed repainting. The life they'd built on a shoestring budget and sheer determination. "This is perfect," Victoria said quietly. "This is a home." Theo appeared from the kitchen, wiping his hands on a dish towel. "Hi, I'm Theo, the better-looking one." Victoria laughed. Actually laughed. "I can see that. Nice to meet you, Theo. I'm Victoria." "I know. You're the CEO my dad won't shut up about." Theo grinned at Liam's mortified expression. "He talks about you constantly. It's actually kind of adorable." "Theo," Liam warned. "What I'm bonding." Theo turned back to Victoria. "Dinner's in 15 minutes. Want a tour?" "It'll take 30 seconds. This is the living room. That hallway has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom that barely fits 1 person. The kitchen is where the magic happens." "Tour complete." Victoria smiled. "Best tour I've ever had." "That's because I'm an excellent host, unlike my dad who's currently having a minor stroke." Theo disappeared back into the kitchen. "I'm finishing the salad. You two figure out your awkwardness without me." Liam and Victoria stood in the living room, alone. The silence stretched. "Your son is wonderful," Victoria said finally. "He's showing off. He's making me feel welcome. There's a difference." She set the wine bottles on the coffee table. "Liam, I need you to know something. I'm terrified. I haven't done this in years. Regular dinner, regular people, regular anything. My brain keeps telling me I'm going to screw this up. Join the club. I've changed shirts 3 times. Only 3 I went through 7 outfit combinations." Victoria's smile was shaky. "We're both disasters." "Maybe that's okay. Maybe it is." She moved closer, not touching, just present. "Thank you for inviting me, for letting me into this part of your life. I know it's not easy. You're worth the risk." Victoria's eyes went bright. "You can't say things like that. I'll cry and ruin the mascara I'm not wearing." "Then cry. Theo won't judge." "I might, though." Theo's voice floated from the kitchen. "Kidding. Cry all you want. We're a pro-crying household." Victoria laughed through the tears already forming. "He's perfect. He's a menace." But Liam's voice was warm. "Come on, let's help him before he burns something." Dinner was chaotic in the best way. The lasagna was slightly burnt on the edges and perfect in the middle. The salad had too much dressing. The garlic bread was rock hard from Liam's first failed attempt, but they ate it anyway, laughing about culinary disasters. Theo dominated the conversation, asking Victoria rapid-fire questions about running a company, making decisions, handling stress. Victoria answered honestly, admitting failures and fears along with successes. She didn't perform, didn't put on the CEO mask. Just talked to Theo like he was an adult whose opinions mattered. "So why a CEO?" Theo asked, loading his 3rd helping of lasagna. "Why not something that made you happy?" Victoria set down her fork. "That's a very direct question. My dad taught me that direct is better than polite. Was he wrong?" "No, he was right." Victoria glanced at Liam, then back to Theo. "Honest answer, I became a CEO because I was running from my father's disappointment. I thought success would fill the void his conditional love left. It didn't. But by the time I figured that out, I'd built something too big to walk away from. That's the sunk cost fallacy, Theo said. We learned about it in economics. Just because you invested a lot doesn't mean you should keep investing if it's not working. Victoria blinked. You're 17, and you just summed up my entire therapy journey in one sentence. I'm gifted. Theo grinned. Also, I really like you. Just so you know, you're not pretending to be perfect. That's cool. I'm very not perfect. Good. Perfect people are boring. Theo stood up, started clearing plates. You two talk. I'm doing dishes. Alone. In the kitchen. With headphones on. Loud. He disappeared before either of them could protest. Liam and Victoria sat at the small dining table, suddenly alone, in a room full of the wreckage of the meal they'd shared. He's really wonderful, Victoria said quietly. You should be proud. I am, every day. Liam traced the rim of his water glass. He likes you. That's not something that happens easily. Does that make this real, that your son approves? It makes it terrifying. Because now if I screw this up, I'm not just hurting myself. I'm disappointing him too. Victoria reached across the table, took his hand. Then we don't screw it up. We might not have a choice. Victoria, I need you to understand something. My life is complicated. I work 60-hour weeks. I have a son who needs me. I live paycheck to paycheck. I can't take you to fancy restaurants or buy you expensive gifts or fit into your world. I don't want fancy restaurants. I want this. She gestured around the small apartment. I want garlic bread that's too hard, and conversations that matter, and your son roasting us from the kitchen. I want real, Liam. You keep giving me real. What if real isn't enough? Then we'll figure it out together. Victoria squeezed his hand. I'm not going anywhere. Not unless you tell me to go. Liam looked at their joined hands. At this woman who'd chosen his cramped apartment over her penthouse, who'd asked his son direct questions and listened to the answers, who was choosing him despite every logical reason not to. I don't want you to go, he said quietly. Good. Because I'm staying. Theo emerged from the kitchen, headphones around his neck. Okay, serious question. Are you two going to kiss? Or just hold hands and stare at each other all night because I vote for the staring? Way less awkward for me. Theo. Liam dropped Victoria's hand. What I'm facilitating. Theo flopped onto the couch. Also, Victoria, you should know my dad's a terrible kisser. Just putting that out there. I'm going to kill you, Liam said. You can't. You need me for tech support. Theo grinned at Victoria. He still uses a flip phone. Did you know that? In 2026, a flip phone. It works fine, Liam protested. It works like a dinosaur. Literally everything about Dad is stuck in 2005. His phone, his music, his dating skills. Victoria was laughing so hard she had tears in her eyes. Please stop, I can't breathe. Never. This is my purpose, embarrassing my father for the entertainment of others. Theo stood up. Okay, real talk though. I'm going to my room. You two should hang out. Watch a movie or whatever old people do. Just keep it PG. I'm young and innocent. You're neither young nor innocent, Liam said. Fair. But I'm traumatizable. So keep it clean. Theo headed toward his room, then turned back. Victoria. Thanks for coming. This was really nice. Thank you for having me, Theo. You're right, by the way. About the sunk cost fallacy. I'm going to think about that. You should. My dad thinks about it constantly. That's why he's so good at choosing what matters. Theo disappeared into his room. His door clicked shut. Liam and Victoria sat in the sudden silence. He really is wonderful, Victoria said again. He's a nightmare wrapped in good intentions. The best people usually are. Victoria stood up. Should I go? It's getting late and you probably have work tomorrow. Stay, please. The words came out before Liam could stop them. We could watch something, or just talk. I'm not ready for tonight to be over. Victoria's smile was soft, vulnerable. Neither am I. They ended up on the couch. Some movie neither of them watched playing on the TV. They talked instead. About everything. About Theo's college applications. About Victoria's board meetings. About Liam's mother and the lessons she'd taught him. About Victoria's father and the wounds he'd left. Somewhere around 10. Victoria's head ended up on Liam's shoulder. Somewhere around 10:30, his arm ended up around her waist. By 11, they were tangled together on the couch, talking in whispers, learning each other's edges. "I should go," Victoria murmured at 11:15. "I have an early meeting." "Okay." But neither of them moved. Liam. "Yeah. Can I kiss you? Is that okay? Or is it too fast or too soon? Or Liam kissed her. Cut off her rambling with his mouth on hers, gentle and certain and terrifying. She tasted like wine and hope and possibilities he'd stopped believing in years ago. When they broke apart, Victoria was crying. "Was it that bad?" Liam asked, only half joking. "It was that good." She wiped her eyes. "God, I'm a mess. I'm crying after one kiss like a teenager. We're allowed to be messes." "Are we?" "Yeah." Liam kissed her forehead. "We really are." Victoria left at 11:30 with promises to text when she got home, and plans to see each other again soon. Liam walked her to her car, a black sedan with a driver who'd been waiting for 3 hours without complaint. "Good night," Victoria said. "Thank you for tonight, for everything. Thank you for coming, for being brave enough to show up. Always." She kissed him once more, quick and sweet, then climbed into the car and disappeared into the night. Liam went back upstairs, found Theo in the kitchen getting water. "So?" Theo asked. "So what?" "Dad, I heard you kissing. The walls are thin. How was it?" Liam's face burned. "I'm not discussing this with you." "That good, huh?" Theo grinned. "I'm happy for you. She's cool, smart, funny, not boring. I approve." "Your approval means everything," Liam said dryly. "It should. I have excellent taste." Theo drained his water. "Seriously though, Dad, don't screw this up. She's good for you. You smile different when you talk about her. Like you remember you're a person and not just my dad." "I'm always a person." "Sometimes you forget." Theo's voice gentled. "But she reminds you. That's important. So don't get scared and run. Promise." Liam pulled his son into a hug. "When did you get so smart?" "Always been smart. You just never noticed because you're too busy being noble and self-sacrificing." Theo hugged back. "I love you, Dad. But you're allowed to love other people too. It doesn't take anything away from us." "I know." "Do you?" "Because sometimes I think you're still stuck in survival mode from when I was a baby. But we're not surviving anymore. We're living. You're allowed to live too." Liam's throat closed. "How are you, 17E? Good genes, excellent parenting, general brilliance." Theo pulled back. "Now go to bed. You look exhausted. Also text her. Tell her you had a good time. Don't be one of those guys who plays games." "Yes, sir." Liam went to his room. Texted Victoria. "Thank you for tonight. Theo approves. That's the highest honor possible." Her response came immediately. "Theo's approval means everything, but yours means more. Did I pass? Liam with flying colors. Sleep well, Victoria." Victoria. "You too, Liam. Sweet dreams." He fell asleep smiling. Woke up Monday to a text sent at 6 a.m. Victoria. "Good morning. I know it's early, but I couldn't stop thinking about last night, about you, about how right everything felt. Is that crazy?" Liam. "If it's crazy, we're both insane. I haven't stopped thinking about you either." Victoria. "Good, because I want to see you again, soon. Is that too much?" Liam. "No. When?" Victoria. "Wednesday. I have a dinner meeting, but I could cancel it." Liam. "Don't cancel work. I'm free Thursday." Victoria. "Thursday's perfect. My place again, I'll cook, or order in and pretend I cooked." Liam. "Honest is better. Order in. I'll bring dessert." Victoria. "You're bringing yourself. That's dessert enough." Liam showed Theo the text over breakfast. watched his son grin. "Dad, she's flirting hard. That's good." "Is it?" "Yes, it means she's into you. Normal people flirt. You should try it." "I don't know how to flirt." "Clearly, but she doesn't seem to mind." Theo grabbed his backpack. "Thursday night I'm staying at Marcus's, giving you privacy. You're welcome." Theo. "Dad, I'm 17. I know what privacy means. Just keep it classy. And use protection." "I'm going to die," Liam said. "Right here. Of embarrassment." "Good. That's my job." Theo headed for the door. "Love you. Have a good day. Don't stress about Thursday. Just be yourself. She clearly likes that guy." The week crawled by. Work was endless. Liam pulled doubles. Tuesday and Wednesday came home exhausted, collapsed into bed. But every morning brought texts from Victoria. Little messages that made him smile. Photos of her terrible coffee. Complaints about board meetings. Questions about his day that felt genuine instead of obligatory. Thursday arrived with the weight of expectation. Liam left work at 5, went home to shower and change. The blue button down again. Clean jeans. His dad's old watch that barely worked but made him feel grounded. He arrived at Victoria's penthouse at 7. She opened the door wearing leggings and an oversized sweater, hair wet from a recent shower, face bare of makeup. Chinese takeout containers covered her kitchen counter. "I tried to cook," she admitted. "Burned everything. Ordered enough Chinese food to feed 12 people instead." She looked nervous. Vulnerable. "Is that okay?" "It's perfect." Liam set down the bakery box he'd brought. "Apple pie. Nothing fancy. But it's good. Homemade. From the bakery near my apartment. Guy who runs it is from my mom's hometown. Makes her recipe." Victoria's eyes softened. "That's better than homemade." They ate on the couch. General Tso's chicken and lo mein and spring rolls that were too hot and perfect. They talked about everything and nothing. About Theo's college essay. About Victoria's plan to restructure her executive team. About the weather and traffic and all the mundane things that felt profound when shared. "Can I ask you something?" Victoria said after they'd demolished most of the food. "Always." "What do you want?" "From this. From us." Liam set down his plate. "Honestly. Always honestly. I want to know you. Really know you. Not the CEO. Not the powerful woman. Just Victoria. The one who burns dinner and wears holy sweaters and cries during kisses. I want to understand how you think. What scares you? What makes you happy? I want—" He stopped. "I want to matter to you the way you're starting to matter to me." Victoria's eyes filled. "You already matter. More than you know. Then I want time. To see if this is real or just two lonely people finding comfort in each other. To figure out if we can actually work or if we're just pretending." He met her gaze. "I want a chance. A real one. Without expectations or timelines or pressure. Just us figuring it out one day at a time." "I want that too." Victoria moved closer. "I'm scared, though, of screwing this up, of not being enough, of my world crushing what we're building. Then we protect it, together." "How?" "By being honest, by choosing each other every day, by not letting fear win." Liam took her hand. "I'm scared too, Victoria. Terrified. But I'm more scared of not trying, of looking back in 20 years and wondering what could have been." "Me too." She kissed him, soft and certain. "So we try. We choose each other. We protect this. Deal." They kissed until the takeout got cold, until time stopped meaning anything, until Liam's phone buzzed with a text from Theo. "Theo. Still at Marcus's, staying the night. You're welcome. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves you a lot of room. Use it wisely." Liam showed Victoria the text. She laughed. "Your son is conspiring," she said. "He's a menace. He's perfect." Victoria settled against Liam's chest. "Stay tonight, please. Nothing has to happen. I just want to fall asleep next to you and wake up knowing this is real." Victoria. I know. It's fast. It's probably too much, but I'm asking anyway. She looked up at him. Please, Liam, stay. So he stayed. They moved to her bedroom, a massive space with windows overlooking the city, and a bed that could fit 6 people comfortably. They lay together fully clothed, talking in the darkness, learning each other's breathing patterns. Liam, Victoria whispered around midnight. Yeah. I think I'm falling in love with you. His heart stopped. Victoria, you don't have to say it back. I just needed you to know. I've never felt this way. Never felt this safe, this seen, this real. Her voice cracked. You make me believe I can be better. Be more. Be the person I always wanted to be, but was too scared to try. Liam turned to face her. I think I'm falling too. It terrifies me. But it's happening anyway. Victoria kissed him. Then let's be terrified together. They fell asleep, tangled together. Woke up to sunlight streaming through massive windows and the certainty that everything had changed. Victoria made terrible coffee. Liam burned toast. They laughed about domestic disasters and kissed between bites of slightly charred bread. I have to get Theo, Liam said reluctantly at 9. He'll be expecting me. I know. Victoria walked him to the door. When can I see you again? Tomorrow. Too long. Tonight. Perfect. She kissed him. Bring Theo. We'll order pizza. Watch movies. Be normal. You sure? I want to know both of you. The full package. Is that okay? Yeah. Liam's throat tightened. That's more than okay. He left. Picked up Theo. His son took one look at him and grinned. You stayed over. How did you? Dad, you're wearing the same clothes. Your hair's a mess. You look happy. It's not rocket science. Theo climbed in the truck. How was it? Good. Really good. Liam started driving. She wants to see us tonight. Yumi Pizza. Is that okay? Is it okay, Dad? That's great. She wants to spend time with me even when she doesn't have to. That means she's serious. Theo's grin widened. You found a good one. Don't screw it up. Working on it. That night, Victoria showed up at their apartment in jeans and a hoodie, carrying pizza and breadsticks and enough soda to give them all diabetes. They ate on the floor, watched terrible movies, argued about plot holes, laughed until their stomachs hurt. Around 11, Theo stood up. I'm going to bed. You two keep it down. I have a test tomorrow. After his door closed, Liam and Victoria sat in comfortable silence. This is nice, Victoria said. This feeling, like I belong here. You do belong here. Do I? I'm a CEO dating a catering guy, living in different worlds. This shouldn't work. But it does. Liam pulled her closer. That's what matters. Not what should work. What actually does. Victoria buried her face in his chest. I don't want to lose this. Then we don't lose it. We fight for it. Every single day. Promise. Promise. They held each other while the TV flickered unwatched and the city hummed outside and everything felt possible in a way it hadn't in years. Two broken people choosing to be whole together. It was messy. Complicated. Probably doomed. But for tonight, it was enough. 3 weeks into whatever they were calling this reality hit like a freight train. Liam was at work deep into prep for a corporate lunch when Gloria pulled him aside with a face that meant trouble. Parker, we need to talk. Can it wait? I'm in the middle of... No. Gloria's voice dropped. Someone complained. Said you've been seen with Victoria Monroe, multiple times, getting cozy. Liam's stomach dropped. Who complained? Does it matter the rumors are spreading? People are talking, saying you're sleeping your way up, that you're using her for money or connections or God knows what. Gloria crossed her arms. Is it true? Are you involved with her? That's none of your business. It is when it affects my team, when it makes us look unprofessional. Gloria's eyes softened slightly. Liam, I like you. You're a good worker. But this is dangerous. She's a client. She's powerful. If this goes wrong, you're the one who gets destroyed. Not her. You. I know the risks. Do you? Because from where I'm standing, you're about to lose everything you've built. Your reputation, your job, maybe even custody if Theo's mother finds out and uses it against you. Gloria leaned closer. Walk away, before it's too late. Liam went back to work with his hands shaking and his mind racing. By the time his shift ended, he had 17 missed calls, 3 from Victoria, 14 from a number he didn't recognize. He called Victoria first. Liam, thank God. She sounded breathless, panicked. Are you okay? Have you seen the news? What news? Check your phone. Check anything. She stopped. Someone photographed us. At your apartment. Getting into my car. It's everywhere. Liam pulled up a news site with his free hand. The headline made his blood run cold. Victoria Monroe's secret romance CEO dating employee. Below it a photo. Him and Victoria outside his apartment building, her hand on his arm, both of them smiling. The caption read, Sources say Monroe has been secretly seeing Liam Parker, a catering worker employed by her company's vendor. Questions arise about professional ethics and power dynamics. Liam. Victoria's voice cracked. Say something, please. I need to call you back. He hung up before she could respond. His phone immediately rang again. The unknown number. He answered. Mr. Parker. This is Jennifer Chen from the Tribune. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your relationship with Victoria Monroe. Liam hung up. The phone rang again. Different number. He turned it off completely. He drove home in silence, his mind a hurricane of panic and rage and fear. This was what Gloria had warned him about. What he'd known deep down would happen eventually. He was the catering guy, the nobody, the one who would get chewed up and spit out while Victoria's reputation stayed intact. Theo was home when Liam walked in. One look at his face and Theo stood up. What happened? We're in the news, me and Victoria. Someone photographed us. It's everywhere. Okay. Theo's voice was calm, too calm. What does that mean? It means I might lose my job. It means your mother might use this against me in custody. It means... Liam's voice broke. It means I screwed up. I knew better and I did it anyway, and now we're both going to pay for it. Dad, breathe. Theo crossed to him. First, Mom can't do anything. I'm 17. I choose where I live. The courts won't override that. Second, if you lose your job over dating someone, that's discrimination. You could sue. Third, he paused. Have you talked to Victoria? Does she know what's happening? She called. I hung up on her. Dad, that's not fair. Fair. Liam laughed bitterly. Nothing about this is fair. She gets to be the powerful CEO having a fling with the help. I get to be the gold digger who slept his way into her bed. That's how this works, Theo. That's how it always works. That's how it works if you let it. Theo grabbed Liam's phone, turned it on, thrust it at him. Call her back. Talk to her. Figure this out together. That's what people who love each other do. I don't love her. Dad, yes you do. You're just scared, so call her. Now. Liam took the phone, stared at Victoria's name. Hit call before he could talk himself out of it. She answered on the first ring. Liam. Oh, thank God. I thought you were shutting me out. I am shutting you out. I'm calling to tell you we're done. Silence. Then, what? This was a mistake. All of it. I knew better. I knew we were from different worlds, and this would blow up, and I did it anyway because I was selfish and stupid, and now it's blown up and I'm done. Liam, please. No. Listen to me. You're going to release a statement. You're going to say we were never involved, that I did some contract work for you and someone misinterpreted professional interactions. You're going to protect your reputation, and I'm going to disappear back into being invisible, and we're both going to pretend this never happened. I won't do that. Victoria's voice was steel. I won't lie about you, about us, about what we have. What we have is a fantasy. It was always a fantasy. CEOs don't end up with catering guys. That's not how the world works. Screw how the world works. Victoria's voice cracked. I love you. I'm in love with you. And I won't pretend I'm not just because some photographer invaded our privacy and people are making assumptions. Liam's chest cracked open. You can't love me. Too late. I already do. She was crying now. And I know you love me too. I know you're scared. But don't do this. Don't run because it got hard. Please, Liam. We can fix this together. How do we fix this? I'm about to lose my job. Your reputation is being dragged through the mud. People think I'm using you. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Then we face it together. We tell the truth. We own what we have instead of hiding it. No. Liam's voice went flat. Dead. I'm not dragging you down with me. And I'm not putting Theo through watching his father get destroyed in the media. This is over, Victoria. I'm sorry, but it's over. He hung up before she could respond, turned off his phone, sat down on the couch and put his head in his hands. Theo sat beside him. Dad, that was the stupidest thing you've ever done. It was the only thing I could do. Bullshit. You could fight. You could stand up. You could choose love over fear. But instead you ran, just like you're always afraid of doing. Theo's voice was harsh, disappointed. I thought you were braver than this. I'm protecting us. No, you're protecting yourself from getting hurt. There's a difference. Theo stood up. I'm going to Marcus's. I can't watch you self-destruct. Call me when you remember who you are. He left. Liam sat alone in the apartment and felt the weight of his choices crush down like gravity. His phone buzzed. He'd forgotten to actually turn it off. A text from Victoria. I understand you're scared. I understand you think you're protecting everyone. But you're wrong. Running doesn't protect anyone. It just leaves us both alone. I'm not giving up on us, even if you have. I'll be here when you're ready to be brave. Liam read the message 5 times, deleted it, immediately regretted deleting it, sat in the darkness of his apartment, and wondered how his life had gone from perfect to destroyed in less than 24 hours. The next morning brought a call from Gloria. Parker, don't come in today. The company's doing an investigation. Conflict of interest policy. You're suspended with pay until they decide what to do. Gloria, I'm sorry, Liam. I warned you. I really am sorry. She hung up. Suspended. Not fired yet, but close enough. Liam sat on his couch and stared at the walls and felt invisible in a way he hadn't felt in weeks. Victoria had made him visible, made him matter, and now she was gone and he was back to being nobody. His phone rang. Unknown number. He answered without thinking. Mr. Parker, this is Richard Monroe, Victoria's father. Liam's blood turned to ice. Mr. Monroe, I'll get straight to the point. I'm offering you $500,000 to walk away from my daughter. Sign an NDA. Never contact her again. Disappear from her life completely. I already walked away. Good. Then this is just insurance. Richard's voice was cold, calculating. $500,000 is life-changing money for someone like you. Pay off your debts, set up your son's college fund, start over somewhere new. All you have to do is sign. Someone like me. Liam's voice was flat. You mean poor? I mean realistic. My daughter is worth billions. You work in catering. This was never going to work. You know that. She knows that. The only question is whether you take the money or walk away with nothing. I don't want your money. Everyone wants money, Mr. Parker. The only question is how much. Not everyone. Liam's hands shook. Some people want things money can't buy, like dignity, like love, like not being treated like they're for sale. Dignity doesn't pay for your son's college. No. But it teaches him that some things matter more than money, like integrity, like not selling out the people you care about. Liam's voice hardened. Tell Victoria I'm sorry. Tell her I never wanted any of this, but don't ever call me again. He hung up. immediately called Theo. "Dad, I screwed up, I ran, I was scared, and I hurt the person who matters most to me, and I need to fix it." "About time." Relief flooded Theo's voice. "What are you going to do?" "I don't know, but I need your help. Can you come home?" "I'm already here, been here all morning, waiting for you to pull your head out of your ass." Liam walked into the apartment. Theo sat at the kitchen table with his laptop open and a determined expression. "We're going to fix this," Theo said. "But we're doing it right. No running, no hiding. We're going to tell the truth and let the world deal with it. Agreed?" "Agreed." "Good. Because Victoria's been calling me. She's a mess. She loves you, Dad. Really loves you. And you love her. So we're going to fix this." They spent the next 3 hours crafting a statement. Simple. Honest. True. Liam called Victoria. She answered immediately. "Liam, I'm sorry. For running. For hurting you. For being a coward." His voice cracked. "Your father offered me money to disappear. I told him no. I'm telling you yes. Yes to us. Yes to fighting. Yes to being brave even when it's terrifying." Victoria was crying. "You mean it?" "I mean it. I love you. I should have said it before. I love you, and I'm done running." "I love you too. God, I love you so much." She laughed through tears. "What do we do now?" "We tell the truth, together. Are you ready?" "I've been ready since the moment I asked you not to go." They scheduled a press conference. Victoria used her connections. Liam used his honesty. They stood together in front of cameras and reporters and the world that wanted to tear them apart. Victoria spoke first. "I'm here to address the recent speculation about my personal life. Yes, I'm in a relationship with Liam Parker. No, it's not inappropriate. No, there's no conflict of interest. Liam works for a vendor, not for my company directly. But more importantly, I'm in love with him. And I'm done pretending that love has to follow anyone's rules except ours." Liam spoke next. "I'm not here to defend myself. I'm here to defend her. Victoria Monroe is the bravest person I know. She chose honesty over optics. She chose love over reputation. She chose a catering guy with a teenager and a used truck over every powerful man who's ever wanted her. If you think that makes her weak, you don't know her at all." The questions came rapid fire, invasive, brutal. They answered them together. Honest, unflinching, united. "Are you in this for her money?" "I'm in this for her. The money's actually terrifying." "Ms. Monroe, what do your board members think?" "They think I'm human. If they don't like that, they can find another CEO." "What about your son, Mr. Parker?" "My son thinks Victoria is the best thing that's ever happened to me. He's right." The press conference ended. Liam and Victoria walked out together hand in hand, while cameras flashed and reporters shouted questions. They climbed into her car, drove to Liam's apartment, collapsed together on his worn couch. "We did it," Victoria whispered. "We survived it." Liam pulled her closer. "What happens now?" "Now we live, really live, together." She looked up at him. "Move in with me. You and Theo. I have space. I want you there. I want to wake up next to you every morning and figure out this life together." Victoria. "I know it's fast. I know it's crazy, but I'm done wasting time. I'm 43. You're 40. We've both spent too long being careful, being scared. I want to be reckless with you." "What about Theo? What about him?" Theo's voice came from the doorway. "I'm packed. When do we move?" Liam stared at his son. "You're serious?" "Dad, she has a guest room bigger than our entire apartment. She wants us there. She loves you. She loves me. Why would we say no?" Theo grinned. "Plus her building has a gym. I'm sold." Victoria laughed. "Is that a yes, Liam looked at her. At this woman who'd chosen him despite everything. Who'd stood beside him in front of the world and refused to hide. Who loved him and his son and their chaotic life enough to invite them into hers. "Yes," he said. "It's a yes." They moved 2 weeks later. Liam gave notice at his job before they could fire him. Victoria hired him as her personal assistant at 3 times his catering salary. The board complained. She told them to deal with it or resign. Nobody resigned. Theo thrived in the new space. Victoria enrolled him in a better school, helped with college applications, became the mother figure he'd been missing without trying to replace the one he had. Liam learned to navigate Victoria's world. Attended board meetings, met investors, slowly stopped feeling invisible and started feeling essential. Not because of Victoria's power, because of his own worth that she'd helped him see. 6 months and Victoria proposed. Not with a ring, with a question. Marry me. I know it's fast. I know people will talk, but I'm done caring what people think. I want you. Forever. Legally. Completely. Marry me. Liam said yes. They got married at City Hall with Theo as their witness and no cameras and no performance. Just them. Real. Honest. Whole. A year later, Victoria stepped down as CEO. Shocked everyone. She took a teaching position at an elementary school, 2nd grade, finally chasing the dream her father had killed. I'm terrified, she admitted the night before her first day. Good, Liam said. Terror means you care. What if I'm terrible at it? Then you'll learn. That's what being human is. He kissed her. I'm proud of you. For being brave. For choosing what matters. I learned from the best. Theo left for college that fall. Engineering at MIT. Thriving. Texting daily. Calling weekly. Visiting monthly. He brought his girlfriend home for Thanksgiving. She was smart and kind, and called Victoria Mom without anyone asking her to. Liam stood in the kitchen of Victoria's penthouse, their penthouse now, and watched his family laugh over turkey and felt something settle in his chest. Contentment. Belonging. Peace. What are you thinking? Victoria asked, coming up behind him, wrapping her arms around his waist. That I'm grateful. For that broken zipper. For being invisible until you saw me. For being brave enough to let you in. I'm grateful you turned away. That you were decent when you could have been predatory. That you taught me what real love looks like. She kissed his shoulder. We did good, didn't we? We did better than good. We did real. And that Liam thought as he turned to kiss his wife while their son laughed with his girlfriend and the city sparkled. Below them was all that ever really mattered. 2 broken people who chose to be whole together, who turned away from the easy path and toward each other, who learned that love wasn't about matching worlds, but about building a new one together, and who proved every single day that sometimes the best love stories start with a whispered, "Please don't go," and end with a lifetime of staying.